The New York Yankees just robbed the MLB as they've acquired Devin Williams in a trade with the Milwaukee Brewers where they gave away Nestor Cortes, RIP, and prospect Caleb Durbin, and this is going to be awesome for the Yankees and pitching coach Matt Blake, who's going to have a field day coaching Devin Williams, and we're going to break it all down. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Yankees Digest. It's Chris here. This offseason's been a whirlwind for the Yankees. I mean, starting with losing Juan Soto, and then now signing Max Fried, and then now acquiring Devin Williams, one of the best, if not the best, relief pitcher in baseball. He's not the best, but he's top 3. And now the Yankees have multiple closing level pitchers. They have just an absolutely absurd bullpen, and they are building up an absolute pitching stalwart for this team moving forwards. They still have some holes to fill. They have to get another infielder still. They could use a contact bat, and they could probably use another power bat also. But getting Devin Williams, getting Max Fried, the New York Yankees have gone out there and have had an awesome offseason after losing Juan Soto. And a lot of this would not have happened if Juan Soto stuck around. Now, I understand that Soto being here would rock still, and that would have been great. But alas, the New York Yankees are still doing their thing. Now, as Jeff Passan revealed, the New York Yankees did acquire him. And if you guys are liking the content, make sure to subscribe. It helps me out a ton. 60% of viewers are subscribed. But let's jump into it. Because, as we know now, Jeff Passan revealed the New York Yankees are finalizing a trade to acquire Devin Williams from the Milwaukee Brewers. And Nestor Cortes was part of the trade along with Caleb Durbin. Now, this is just a huge win for the New York Yankees. Yes, Durbin was great. Yes, he played second base. Yes, the Yankees need a second baseman. But Jazz Chisholm can move to second base if the Yankees want to go the route of finding a third baseman. Potentially an Alex Bregman at this point, given that's far from guaranteed. For some reason, I think Bregman's going to sign with the Red Sox. Just a weird hunch that I have. I don't have an inside source on this, just a weird hunch. But the New York Yankees might go and acquire an Alex Bregman or try to figure out a third baseman, as the Kyle Tucker rumors still loom large. But it comes down to if the Yankees are acquiring Tucker, they are going to be trading Luis Gil. But that's a different video for another time. We're here to talk about Devin Williams, an absolute win for the New York Yankees. Talkin' Jake was the first guy to really start this. As he said, he was hearing rumblings that a pretty big trade with the Yankees was happening. And as he mentioned, Nestor and Durbin to the Brewers in exchange for Devin Williams going to the New York Yankees. Now, Devin Williams has just been flat out phenomenal throughout his MLB career. And last season having the best season of his career. I mean, the man had a 1.25 ERA. He's a closing level pitcher. He had a whip under 1. In 21 innings pitched, he got 38 strikeouts, 14 saves, 68 career saves. The man is just a phenomenal MLB talent. And the New York Yankees, I mean, they have a lot of good pitching in this bullpen. They lost a few bullpen guys to free agency, and not that they've really signed anywhere yet, the Yankees could still bring some of them back. The Yankees bullpen is absolutely terrifying for opposing teams right now. As looking at their bullpen, it's just gross. I mean, you have Luke Weaver, who's been a closing level pitcher also, and on top of that, you give away Nestor, who was going to be in the Yankees bullpen. It would have been nice to see him in the Yankees bullpen. But you're giving away Nestor Cortes, who had a fine season with the New York Yankees. But at the end of the day, Nestor Cortes was just not going to have a role with this New York Yankees team. I mean, between acquiring Max Fried, between having Luis Gil and Clark Schmidt, and they're going to trade Marcus Stroman, but between having Garrett Cole, Max Fried, Luis Gil, Carlos Rodon, they're trying to get Roki Sasaki as well. It just felt like Nestor's time with the Yankees was coming to an end. He is going to be a free agent at the end of this season or next season. So he was probably going to walk anyway. The Yankees understood that. They decided to do right by Nestor, who did right by the Yankees for many years, and moved him to a team where he will get a chance to be a starting pitcher still. And I'm happy for Nestor. I mean, I think every Yankees fan kind of loved Nestor at some point, just because the man, I mean, first of all, he had years where he dealt for the Yankees, but he just had a great energy with the team. I've been to games that Nestor Cortes pitched, and it's just electric. Everyone loves the great mustache man, and that photo of him sitting on the subway just reading the newspaper like any guy ever. But it is sad to lose him. I understand this is by far a win for the New York Yankees. It's not even close. But it is kind of sad to lose Nestor. I mean, I'll always root for Nestor wherever he goes. He seems like a genuinely really good guy. So hopefully Nestor gets it going in Milwaukee. I mean, at 3.77 ERA, it's not like the Yankees just gave away some trash can or something. Nestor was solid this season. I mean, yeah, his win-loss record was under 500, but still, 3.77 is not bad in 31 games, starting 30 of them. A lot of innings pitched, a lot of strikeouts. Solid pitcher. Nestor, I do wish you the best. However, there's a lot more to talk about. I mean, having this duo, Devin Williams right here and then Luke Weaver, is just absolutely disgusting. Luke Weaver was going into this upcoming season, he was probably the most likely outcome for the Yankees closing job, given it was mentioned by Aaron Boone that nothing was set in stone and that we were going to see how the offseason plays out. And now that the offseason's played out, you have to imagine Devin Williams is going to get a real crack at becoming the closer with the Yankees. Williams has 1 year left on his contract, so we're going to see what happens with that because it's going to have an impact on what happens for the future for Devin Williams. Now, the Yankees acquiring him, obviously, they're going to try to bring him back as soon as possible. They're probably not going to work on an extension. They'll probably just wait till free agency, and they'll most likely try to re-sign him depending on the year that he has with the Yankees. But now he's got a chance to pitch for the Yankees where he has a chance to have a consistent closer job. I talked about this on a video yesterday. The Yankees like having a top closer in the MLB. I mean, after Mariano left, they had Chapman for a while, and after Chapman kind of was losing his stuff with the Yankees, they moved forward with Michael King. Michael King looked like the future Yankees closer, and then obviously he gets traded to the Padres in the Juan Soto deal. Then they go with Clay Holmes, and Clay Holmes starts out really well before falling off an absolute cliff of all cliffs and signs with the Mets, and one of the funniest moves I've seen in a while. And now they're making him a starting pitcher, which is hilarious. Given Clay Holmes did start 4 games in his rookie year on the Pirates, but he did, so who knows? Maybe the Mets will figure that out. Probably not, though. Now they have Devin Williams, someone who is known as one of the best relief pitchers in baseball, has a chance to be the closer of the Yankees. He's only 30 years old, so he has a window to be the closer for a while with the New York Yankees. And since he's turning 31, the Yankees will probably be able to sign him to a deal that's not some insane contract. It'll probably be less than what they would have had to pay for Tanner Scott. And that is obviously a good sign, as the Yankees were also interested in Scott. And since they're going to save some money, they can look elsewhere to pay some of that money. Now, whether that's an offensive piece this year or saving some of it for next year, we're going to see what the New York Yankees do. I mean, obviously there's Kyle Tucker stuff looming, and he's most likely going to go to the Chicago Cubs unless the Yankees decide to trade Luis Gil for him. I honestly think the Yankees are getting ready to punt on Kyle Tucker and decide, you know what, we'll just give him our free agent pitch next year and try to rip him right away from the Cubs instead of trading for another guy who could walk in free agency and giving away a real valuable asset or multiple really valuable assets. Now, speaking of valuable assets, someone like Caleb Durbin is important here. I mean, Durbin's a very solid player for the farm team. I was going to say for the New York Yankees, though he never made it that far. So, yeah, it's going to be something to notice with Caleb Durbin, and no longer having him here as a second baseman who looked like he had a future with the Yankees, was recently added to the 40-man roster. I mean, it would have been cool to have him, but the Yankees are in win-now mode, and sometimes you have to trade away prospects. But Aaron Boone did speak recently on Durbin, saying, I don't have it here. Nice. But essentially, sorry, wrong button. But essentially, what Aaron Boone had to say was that Durbin was a very, very, very important part of this team. Essentially going out there and saying that he doesn't know the exact role that Durbin's going to play with the New York Yankees, but adding him to the 40-man roster was a start, and that he is going to get his chance in the MLB with them. However, obviously, Boone kind of highlighted he didn't exactly know what the plans were with Durbin, so it's very likely that what happened was Boone knew that Durbin might very likely be on the move. Aaron Boone knows what's going on with the New York Yankees as their manager, and he's very, very tied into what's going on. He understands. He talks to Cashman and Hal a lot, so understandably, Aaron Boone is going to have a pretty good read on this. He likes Durbin a lot, so it is interesting to see the Yankees trade away a guy Aaron Boone liked, but I don't like Aaron Boone as a manager, so I think it all works out. The Yankees made a good move here. This is an obvious win for the New York Yankees, and now moving forwards, they're going to have to figure out the offense. The defense is set, especially with pitching. Well, the defense isn't set. The pitching is set. You do need another outfielder, probably. It would help, and you certainly need one. You have Judge and Dominguez, so you need to get some left fielder out there that's not Alex Verdugo. I'd still love it to be Kyle Tucker, but it just feels like with everything happening, it's not going to be him. So maybe Cody Bellinger. We're going to see what the Yankees do. Also, they're going to need another infielder and a first baseman, though Christian Walker looks like he could very likely be a Yankee very soon. But I do want to know what you guys think. Do you guys like this trade? Let me know in the comments down below. Like this video, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Have a great day, and go Yankees.